Okay, we've got a weird problem today. There is apparently a Fuji sensor that makes a box in the middle of its bias frames and dark frames because of the um, special pixels it's got in there for autofocus. It screws everything up, and it doesn't appear in the lights. So the bias and the darks that the sensor produces are useless. If there's no easy way to calibrate your lights with the calibration frames that this sensor produces. Um, a very bright user in the PixInsight forum figured out how to get rid of those pixels, and we're going to go through that step by step and show you how to get that crap out of your bias and darks so that you can then calibrate your lights correctly. And this is such an esoteric problem that, you know, the one guy I'm making this video for might be the only person who ever watches it. But if it just helps one person, that's good enough for me. Let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is determine how high the value of these pixels are in relation to the rest of our image. This is an integration of only 5 of the bias frames that this particular gentleman sent me, and I don't know if you can see it on your YouTube screen, but just with this integration you can definitely see this box here, and it's only in the green channel. The autofocus pixels are these special green pixels. um, yeah, I don't know if it's going to show up for you, but I can clearly see it here with only 5 frames integrated. Um, so the first thing we need to do is figure out how high the value of those pixels are. So we will make a preview. I'm just going to get it close here, and then we will modify it to the exact size that we need. Um, and from the left it needs to be 1510. From the top it needs to be 505. Oh, the shadow of my head is right on my keyboard. This is not ideal. The width needs to be 3010, and the height needs to be 3017. Okay, now this is where all those autofocus pixels are. Now we open Pixel Math and we input this expression here. I will put it in the description of the video so you can just copy and paste this big expression right here, and we could replace target image. Okay, and we just run this on our image, and that actually deletes all the autofocus pixels. Now what we do is open up image inspection, statistics, look at our preview here, and make a note of our mean value, 1018.67. So we write that down. Then we go, whoops, and undo the pixel math expression. Then we go back to our pixel math expression and swap these two values at the very end. So this will do the opposite. Run it, and now all we have left are the autofocus pixels. Check our mean value again, 1025. and make a note of that. Now we undo that, and that's about like 6.4 difference. I figured this out before I shot the video. Okay, so yeah, then we got both of our means figured out, the difference. Now what we need to do, where's my calculator? So that's about, it was like 6, I'm just going to guess. This will be close enough. Divided by 65536, the max value of a pixel. And that will give us this number that we need to then put into our symbols. A equals, let's look at that again, 0.00009765. That's probably close enough. Now we go back to our expression editor and we change these last two operations again. We change this to t minus a. $T. Let's just run this expression on it and see what it does. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Let's delete this preview. Can you see that? I hope you can see that, because this expression right here, it takes this number and uses it to subdue all of those autofocus pixels. And you will have to go through this process and do this to your master bias and your master dark. And you know, just do all the steps I just did. Figure out what the difference is in your mean values and use that difference to then go and subdue those autofocus pixels, because I've tried 100 different ways and there is no graceful way to just calibrate that out of your image. So you integrate your master bias and your master dark like normal, and then you do what I just did to your master dark and your master bias by finding, you know, the difference in the values in those pixels, and get rid of, and then not get rid of, but subdue all those autofocus pixels. You will get rid of that box. Then you can calibrate your flats and your lights like normal with your modified master bias and master dark, and you should get a very pleasing result. I hope this helped you. Clear skies.